Thanks, Colton. Emily, thank you too for supporting Colton. So last week, as I said, we went to the Montezuma County Republican Lincoln Dinner. Lane Sice was there, our next Lieutenant Governor. I'm super excited to have Walker Stapleton here tonight. I really am. We're real excited. Walker's running against a left-wing loon. He thinks it's okay to double the state budget while at the same time running oil and gas completely out of the state. Gee, what do you think oil and gas taxes pay for? Education, roads, bridges? Where's that money going to come from? Well, you see all the Democrat candidates, and they're all pushing to get rid of Tabor. That's where the money's going to come from, you and me. So Walker, come up here and tell us how you're going to keep all that from happening, please.
Thank you very much, Travis. I'm really happy to be back at this dinner. And, the governor's race in Colorado has kind of been like a bad, long-running reality TV series. We started with 16 candidates, and now we're down to 2. And some things that are true back when I first announced last September that are still true today is that I remain the only person that's not run once but twice statewide, and I've won both times. And now I'm running for a 3rd time, and the stakes could not be higher for Colorado. My wife, Jenna, is an absolute saint. And she is a saint because I have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old at home. Our 10-year-old, Craig, went back to school a couple weeks ago with our 7-year-old, Coco, and much to my wife's delight. And Coco had packed her backpack with a bunch of Dad's bumper stickers and buttons. And I went to go put in her lunch, and I got choked up because she hadn't told her mom or me that she was doing this. And I told her, I said, Coco, some of your 1st grade classmates might be more excited to receive these bumper stickers than others, but do so with a smile on your face. And my 10-year-old son, he's been volunteering for our campaign all summer long. And a couple weeks ago, he said, Dad, I've been helping with the campaign. And I said, yes. And he said, well, I was thinking about it. How much are you going to pay me? And I said, Dad, that immediately bummed me out because I thought that, he was going to be fighting for Dad's honor and the honor of his family. But then I took a different spin on it, and I realized this kid's a capitalist. He's been raised well by my wife and myself, and he recognizes that there is value to his labor and wants to be duly compensated. So instead of paying him, I cut a deal with him. I said, I'm going to take you to your favorite baseball card shop in Denver, which he's obsessed with baseball card collecting. He's a 10-year-old kid in 5th grade. And Dad's going to give you some money to buy some baseball cards. But here's the thing. If Dad wins, you can keep this money and buy whatever cards you want. But if Dad's opponent wins, you're going to have to redistribute that money to your 2 younger sisters. And potentially to the Colorado public at large. And he said, Dad, that stinks. And then later in the day, he told his younger sister, he said, Coco, do you realize that Congressman Jared Polis wants to tax kids? He said, I found out from Dad that he wants to tax kids, and that means the cost of your bubblegum and Barbies is going up. And for me, my kids are a constant reminder what's at stake in this election. What is at stake are the economic opportunities that all of us in this room want to have, not just for my kids, for your grandkids, for future generations of Coloradans. And Travis is right. I am running against Bernie Sanders if Bernie had won Powerball. Somebody who has unlimited resources, somebody who has spent more money to win a contested Democratic primary than has been spent in Colorado history by Democrats and Republicans combined. I am running against somebody who would be the most radical, extreme nominee for governor in Colorado's history. Somebody that has promised nearly $100 billion of spending in our state. Right now, our state budget is $30 billion. $20 billion comes from all of us as Coloradans in the form of income tax and sales tax and every other annoying fee that the state government can think of. And $10 billion comes from the feds. And we have used most of that money for Medicaid expansion in Colorado. So if somebody is unapologetically promising that they are not going to double, Travis, but quadruple or quintuple the size of our state government, there's not a lot of magic ways to pay for it. You either jack up people's income taxes through the roof, through the ballot, and we have Tabor as a defense mechanism against that, or else you bleed it out of the business community in the form of regulations and fees. Either one would make Colorado a horrible place to live and work in the future. And my opponent doesn't give a flying you-know-what about rural Colorado. A couple weeks ago, totally blew off Club 20, first candidate for governor in Colorado history to blow off Club 20. Yesterday, Action 22 in Pueblo, blew them off, blew off the Colorado Farm Bureau, has blown off every single rural area of this state because he thinks this election is going to be decided by Boulder and Denver. But some things in life should not be for sale. And what I am asking each and every one of you to do is to fight with me for my kids and your kids and the future of all of us in this room as Coloradans that we want to have. Contribute to our campaign, because as somebody who's come from the private sector, nothing in life is more expensive than bad government. And Jared Polis represents bad government more than any other person in Colorado history. It creeps up on you like a noxious weed until you're paying for things you never thought possible. Invest in this campaign. Volunteer for this campaign. Talk to independents. Talk to Democrats. We can win this race. It is deadlocked, and we cannot afford to have Jared Polis determine the future for my kids or yours. Thanks, and God bless.